Hey y'all, have you ever resigned in a game of chess before? After watching this video, you will never do so again. But first, a challenge. For every subscriber I get on this video within 24 hours, I will do one push-up. And I hate push-ups. Back to the regularly scheduled programming. Today, I'm going to show you 5 snippets from 5 of my games. Each position starts at a point when I thought about resigning, but I didn't. So let's see what happens in all 5 positions. As a preface, all 5 of my opponents are in the rating range of 1100 to 1200. So let's get into this first position. As you can see, I'm up 1 point in material, hooray, but the evaluation is at minus 9.5. That's pretty gnarly. When I first started playing chess, I would make up a plan. I would think, oh, I'm going to mate the opposing king in the corner after these 5 moves. But I never thought, the opponent also has a plan. Now, I'm always asking myself, what is the opponent's threat? What is their plan? In this position, their plan is quite clear. They have mate and 2. The queen and rook are very powerful on the second rank. So how can I stop mate and 2? What's my only option, basically? I have to defend. So I go rook to c1, which is the best move, by the way. And that gives me a little longer to fight. They follow up with a great move, actually. It's a brilliant move, because if I do some pointless move in the next, for example, if I take their knight, it's just mate and 1. Thankfully, I spotted the mate and 1, so I need to create some room for my king to escape. Now, a common chess principle is to never push pawns in front of your king. That all goes out the window in this position because it's just going to be mate and 1. So that's what I do. I notice that. It's a forced check, so I have to move here. Kind of getting greedy, in my opinion. So now they are up 5 points of material, and I have to think about something. There's not really a mate threat at the moment, so I decide to take back some material. Now, what they do next is a mistake. So I want you to pause this video. White to move. What should I play? If you've paused the video, maybe you spotted knight to f6 check. Now, because the pawn can't take because there's a pin, and what follows is really what happens in dreams. Goes there, another check, right? The only place that the king can go. And here, another discovered check. This is where the whole position falls apart for black. You need to find the right spot to go to save yourself, because there's going to be something gnarly if you move to the wrong spot, and that's exactly what happens. I give a quick check, and I win a queen. And this whole game ends up just basically taking more and more material, and I'm going to make a queen, and there's a resignation, ironically enough, on a video to never resign. So that was the first position. Let's get to the second position. This is the second position that we find ourselves in, and it's plus 9.8 for white. I actually just blundered, that's what the engine is saying, by pushing my pawn to e5. And it makes sense because there can be a g takes f6 check, and a whole bunch of nastiness ensues. That's not what happens in the game. A blunder happens. Look at that evaluation bar. It just went to almost plus 10 to minus 3.4 in my favor. So why is that? Well, if I take, now the rook is trapped. the rook is being attacked right now and has no safe spaces to move, so I gladly take that. So a bunch of shuffling happens. Queens are off the board now. Bunch of normal stuff. And I'm just a rook up. So my goal is to utilize that, the power of that rook, and give him mate. And that's what happens. So this one just shows you how quickly a position can fall apart. Here is the third position. And honestly, I don't know how to categorize this win for me. It is a resignation for my opponent. But as you can see, right now they are up 6 points in material and have a crushing lead. What happens next is inexplicable. Rook to e7. Now, if you take a look at the board, that's a free rook. So I gladly take. I'm going to take that rook. And what happens next is truly inexplicable. I think maybe rage was happening on the other side of the computer screen. But rook to e1. And that's just another free rook for the taking. So they resigned at this moment in time. I just wanted to show you that within 2 moves at this level, you can still win a game. This position is one of my favorites because there's psychology involved in this one, at least from my perspective. They are up 3 points of material, a pretty crushing position, minus 7.4. That's a great position. But there's some nastiness still. I mean, there could be a check coming and I'd lose my queen. I spotted that and wanted to have some hope, right? Not the best move, but I spotted it. Of course, they're going to take the rook now. I knew that was coming. That happens. And right here at this moment in time, I knew that my opponent was going to be greedy. If I take back with the knight, what happens? What happens if they take my knight with the queen? It's mate in 1. It's mate in 1. How quickly a position can change. That's exactly what happened. Greediness lost them the game, in my opinion. The last position I'm going to show you involves a theme, basically getting the job done. You want to make sure that in the end game, if you have a crushing position, you can get the job done and actually checkmate your opponent. So right now, the position is mate in 5, if done properly. And they're doing a good job of doing so. I move here, another check. I move here. And I want you to pause the video and find the mate in 1. I mean, it is mate in 1. One move will win them the game. So if you found it, that is going to finish off the game. That is not what happened. Instead, this occurred. A miss. I guess that used to be a blunder, but it is a miss. From mate in 1 to plus 38. That's some gnarly stuff. So, some kind of pointless checks happen and the opponent loses on time. But look at this position. I mean, I am about to promote a pawn into another queen. And my king is pretty safe, actually, at this moment in time. I hope that watching these 5 videos will convince you to never resign a chess match ever again. I mean, maybe if you're playing a grandmaster or a master and that you are certain that they can get the job done. But at this level, the 1100 range, anything is possible. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. In the comments below, put an example of when You came back from tremendous odds and ended up winning a chess match after being down in a lost position.